An FA-18 Super Hornet just dropped a message straight down the smokestack of an Iranian tanker. The message was simple and clear. The blockade is real now. This was not some random strike. This was not the U.S. Navy losing control. This was controlled escalation, the kind of move that says we are not trying to sink your ship, but you are not getting through. We have footage here that has been released by CENTCOM. I will show you this. This is absolutely amazing piece of tactical work by CENTCOM. They are not trying to sink the ship. They are trying to disable it. And that's what makes this so important. These tankers, there were 4 of them. They are completely empty. They hold about 16 million barrels of oil each. This is worth a lot of money. They're trying to get them through. FA-18 dropped a missile right through the smokestack, disabling the engine, disabling the ship, not sinking it, because Iran is trying to get through. They are running out of oil space, oil storage space. And that's what they're trying to do. And I'm going to show you here exactly the proof with this. And here is the satellite image of Karg Island, where they are now dumping oil into the Persian Gulf. And you can see the facility here is at maximum capacity. And that is why it is so important for these tankers, these empty tankers, to get through, because they have nowhere for their products to go. And without their products moving, Iran is off the table. Iran loses whatever little bit of a seat at the table, whatever leverage that they had. And that was just disabled by the United States Navy. And I want you to understand what this really means. This is not about one tanker. This is about control of the battle space. It is about whether America still has the will to enforce a red line after drawing it. Because once a blockade becomes optional, it's no longer a blockade. So today I'm going to break down what happened, why the smokestack strike matters, and why Iran may have just learned the hard way that the rules in the Strait of Hormuz have changed and they can't do anything about it. Smash that like and subscribe button, and let's get into this, because this article from the war zone is phenomenal. I mean, they break everything down here, and you can see this close-up image, this CENTCOM released unclassified image with the fire in the back of the ship burning, disabling the ship, and it goes into everything. They struck several empty oil tankers. This is just the one that they released the footage from. That's just the one that we get the footage from. And you can see this a little closer here, a little bit of a different angle on this footage. And the United States Navy is not playing around. We're enforcing this. We are not going to allow you through so that you can go store oil and then try to run the blockade. The footage is, a picture is worth 1,000 words. A video is worth 10 million words, or maybe more than that. We've got Jennifer Griffin, Fox News. Military declared more strikes today, hitting several empty tankers. They were very large crude carriers, VLCCs, massive empty ships trying to make it back to Iran. Attempted to run the blockade. They got shut down. And here's a list of, look at this. These commercial ships have the capacity to transport over 166 million barrels of Iranian oil worth an estimated $13 billion. That is $13 billion Iran doesn't have. That's $13 billion that they owe someone. Because it's not like this oil has not already been purchased by China or Russia or North Korea. That's the country nobody's really mentioning, is North Korea. Where are they getting their oil from right now? Right? Where is that happening? Where are all these other countries that hate us, like Afghanistan? Where are they getting their oil? But this is another article here from the Times in London. A lot of people say that another article here from the Times in London. A lot of people say that the British have a lot of influence. The Great Britain has a lot of influence on what's happening with oil around the world. That very well could be true. I don't know if I can confirm that. I do know that Lloyd's holds all the insurance for these ships and these tankers that move through the strait. So that's a possibility. That's a real possibility. That is a real possibility that Britain may have their hands in some cookie jars. I don't know. I can't confirm it. But this article here, this is the one that kind of bothers me the most, is the Washington Post ran an article saying that Iran retained 75% of its pre-war inventories of mobile launchers, 70% of pre-war stockpiles of missiles. I don't know if I believe this. I mean, I've never really held the Washington Post as this bastion of truth. Never. Maybe some of you have, but I would never bet on the Washington Post being right. We've got more images here. This is what this FA-18 Super Hornet looks like, and it gives some information. Experts say roughly 13 days of onshore storage remaining. I believe it's less than that. I believe it is much less than that, because if it was more than that, then they would not be trying to run these proxy blockades. They would not be trying to shoot the gap, so to speak. And there's, the footage of the image, the satellite image of Carg Island dumping oil. That's an oil slick, okay? That is an oil slick. That image right there tells me Iran is out of oil storage. Why would you dump billions of dollars of a commodity into the sea? It's because these are full. Maximum capacity. And that's the satellite image of the oil slick. Is that sound like a country that should have a nuclear weapon? What kind of damage is this doing to the environment for all you, those people? What kind of damage is this doing? What is this going to do to the strait if this oil slick were to catch on fire? It takes me back to Saddam Hussein when he set all of the oil fields on fire. You remember that? Some of you veterans were probably deployed there whenever that happened. Don't think there's a whole lot of difference right now that we're seeing between the Iranians and Saddam Hussein.
با حول و قوه الهی و با
This is
یاد
a
خدا
blurred
و
out image
همچنین اسم فاطمه زهرا این کار رو شروع میکنیم.
Of the Iranians going after this oil tanker. They boarded it and took this tanker hostage. And you can see how sad that these people are. I think it's very well filmed. The ship's not moving. It probably is anchored. But somebody, probably had a couple of GoPros. It's very good footage. Steven Spielberg will probably be proud. Let me know what you think in the comments. And they had to put their flag up there. I'm surprised they have any of those flags. Typically, those are only found in New York City. But leave a comment down below. Do you think that the United States Navy is capable of this blockade? When they start dropping missiles in smokestacks, that should tell you how accurate they are and how we are not going to allow this blockade to be ran by the Iranian regime. Thanks for tuning in. Smash a like and subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up if you like this type of content. If you want to join the channel, scan that. Join the channel. Get in a private Discord server where you can chat with me directly. And more importantly, you can share some of the information that you have that I don't. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate you. God bless you. God bless all of our troops stationed around the world right now. Bring them home safe and have them do what is right for the world and for the United States. Take care.